welcome back, spooky boys and campers.
Spooky.
Halloween's over, but we're still playing Luigi's Mansion.
Halloween's a mindset, dude.
Yo, I could be playing my PS5 right now, but I'm doing this for the views.
We're selling out already. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get your cardio in, bud. Can you use that Bowflex looking thing too?
I don't know if I'll get a key from that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nah, it looks like Luigi's a cardio only kind of guy.
Yeah.
Can you suck off the punching bags?
No, I can only punch them. I tried that last time when we were fighting the ghost. But hey, I have the key to this door now, and I don't have to walk a million miles around.
Is this a pre-rendered cutscene?
I think so.
I hate how his hand looks. It looks so weird.
It is super weird. I hate how slow that is. And hey, we're back in this hallway. Look at that. Cool beans.
All that for a shortcut.
Yeah, basically.
Luigi, I gotta give you credit. You have really good posture.
You got real good posture. Oh, I need water.
He's definitely in a back brace for like polio or something, but... So like, look, well, even when you're aiming at the ground, he doesn't really bend over. He just kind of looks down. Yeah, get all that toilet paper.
Fuck yourself, ghost.
That ghost is being fucking mean.
Real.
Oh, he sucker punched you in the back of the head.
An
What a
asshole.
fucking dick.
Oh, I got a key. Or I got a chest, I guess. Oh, there's no key in here. I got excited. More of this money that I have no use
You
for.
got some Ouija dollars.
Yeah,
They're like V-Bucks.
basically.
But only for this specific GameCube
Oh, hang
game.
on. We're pausing. We're pausing the episode right here. Alright, anyways. We're gonna destroy this monster poster. Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway, so I have these weird quirks where I will get randomly obsessed with something every now and then. You know, like most people do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching The Simpsons a lot lately.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why people shit on that show as much. Yeah, it's your typical animated adult cartoon. Like,
Mostly, like,
What-
original.
and there are some terrible episodes. Like the Lisa Goes Gaga one with Lady Gaga is one of the worst episodes of television I've ever seen, ever. But you can skip those. There's 33 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the jokes are so funny. Like Super Nintendo Chalmers or the whole bit with steamed hams.
Oh, the steamed hams. A YouTube classic. If there ever was.
Just like stuff like that, and like I feel like with like shows like Family Guy, all that, like they try to just be offensive for shock value or be like really weird just to get like the oh my god, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
The show just takes little jabs at everybody, and it's not like not too bad. And like obviously they've done some offensive shit, but part different. It was a different time, and part we all fuck up. I don't know. It's fun to watch, and it's really easy because if I don't pay attention to it, I can still kind of follow it anyway. So like, if I'm editing, like when I was editing our skit that just went up, which was very fun, I was watching The Simpsons the whole time.
I find that I watch Simpsons a lot during Halloween. I will go back and rewatch all of the, like, Treehouse of Horror stuff.
Yeah, me too. They're good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Honestly, season 33 overall was pretty damn good. People kept saying they fell off, but like One of the episodes was just like a recreation of a movie. I don't remember which movie it was, but it was just like, oh, this is just good. Or it's like telling the story of like Flanders being kind of a bad guy, and they told in like chapters. I'm like, oh, oh, that's how you get on it for a single dime.
Interesting. I have ice power now.
You have rice power? Oh no.
Oh no.
Luigi, what have you found there? Oh, it's rice. My cell phone's. I dropped it in the toilet. Please give me the rice. I need to dry it. But for some reason, that shit works. That's like the only meme about the internet fixing things that's actually true. Fuck you, 5-minute crafts. This is about you. Bum ba dum ba dum. I don't know if I can play this game, to be honest.
No.
Something about like the almost tank controls never really stuck with me for this one.
Yeah, the controls for this game are really fucking weird.
I remember I played this game a lot at one of the McDonald's near my house had the arcade, and they had this game, so I'd play this game all the time at the arcade. While like I was waiting for mom to finish her food, or while I was waiting for my Happy Meal. They had those GameCubes until like 2018, by the way. It was awesome.
That's so weird.
They had PS2s. I remember one of the PS2 games was Tack and the Power of Juju. That game.
Yeah.
The other one was like one of like a Wave Riders kind of game. That was awesome. I wish I never got rid of it because like as an adult, I'd totally eat inside of McDonald's more if it's like, oh hey, I can play like Luigi's Mansion or like the Batman game on GameCube. Hell yeah. I guess that's what arcades are now. It's that but liquor.
I would love like an old style, like 80s style arcade.
Well, there's kind of one. Syracuse.
We like almost have one where I am, but it's very
member of
laggy.
the lodge, the Jeremy that's not me. He's trying to get me to go out there, but my schedule just kept not being good for it. But like, they have like a bunch of arcade games and do a bunch of nerd stuff there. All these fantasy drinks, and I have like a D20 for shots. Like, that's cool. That's a cool gimmick. Oh, you're gonna make her shower cold? That's fucked up. I like you blinded her in the face with your flashlight, too. As she was shivering. How dare you?
Well, it's what she gets for being cold and a ghost.
What she gets for bathing in what honestly looks like just paper.
Yeah.
Because the water's dripping off of it like it's a flat surface. She shrink you?
Yeah, I stepped on... These ghosts drop the poison mushrooms. And, I mean, you've played a Mario game before.
Yeah, they're like the opposite of Viagra.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this. Not over till the fat lady bathes.
In my vacuum.
How it's bouncing has that little sound effect.
Mm.
Like, you know you want me. Is there a regular mushroom in this game, too?
I don't think so.
It'd be cool if they had one that, like, turbocharged your vacuum for seconds or something.
I feel like that'd be wild.
Yeah. Mario games are pretty good about how, like, if something does make you go wild, it just feels good.
Yeah. Well, remember when New Super Mario Bros. Came out and they introduced the Mega Mushroom?
Oh, yeah.
How incredible that was.
Mario was really the pioneer of small-term instant gratification.
Oh, yeah.
That's Probably why like so many people love like stuff like TikTok, where it's like, hey, here's like a couple seconds of video, they'll get your attention for a couple seconds and you'll leave. This shit like Mario was like, oh, get the mushroom, it makes the sound that means I can take one more hit. Also, there are rats inside of that wall.
I'm pretty sure it's a me looking behind the texture of the wall.
Oh, 100%. Well, is the whole point of the game looking at this? It's supposed to look like almost a dollhouse.
I think so.
So, obviously, this is Luigi's Mansion 1, and Luigi's Mansion 3 is like that hotel. What's the second one?
It's like a condo full of mansions. Luigi's Mansion's Dark Moon is more like it's like episodic. Like, there's you get access to one mansion at a time basically, and you go on little missions in each one, and then like the last mission that is like the boss mission or whatever, and then you can get, I mean, after you complete one you can go back through it and like do completionist things. But
I do love me some completionist.
Dark Moon is probably the one I played the most, in all honesty. It came out when I was in college, like just like the perfect time for me, really.
What's one game you feel like if I said you had to right now, you would be like, cool, I'll do a completionist run on it?
Majora's Mask.
Hotline Miami. I mean, Hotline Miami 2. I could do that any day of the week.
Really?
Oh yeah, that game's not hard.
I thought you had never played it before.
Oh no, I've beaten it, like completionist. Both of the games.
Majora's Mask?
No, Hotline Miami.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I've all I know about Majora's Mask is I wanted to play it, but the fact that you have a timer and the moon's really scary told little kid me absolutely not.
I feel like that told a lot of little kids absolutely not. It was my first
it was scary.
First video game I ever like owned though.
And at my daycare growing up, I remember the rumor was that if you didn't beat it in that 2 minutes, you just had to make a new save.
So that's what I thought the first time I played it, to be honest with you.
I guess that's kind of the point, huh?
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, just have it bounce in there.
Can I like? Ugh. The real annoying thing is the
I'm glad I scanned the fan.
Inversed controls.
Oh, you don't like flighting controls?
Yeah, no. I feel like I used to at one point in my life, and now I'm just kind of like, no. There we go.
I like flying controls, but only for things that involve like vehicles.
I don't think it makes sense in this context. I feel like
if it's like moving a camera, it should be the direction you want to look. That's how it would be moving a camera.
Right. I feel like
unless you're weird.
If it were Star Fox or something, that's one thing. I'm holding a vacuum. Just let up be up.
You're holding a Game Boy Horror. Come on. And I didn't play Twilight Princess because I'm just gonna be honest. Even as a kid, I'm like, this is just furry bait. Even as a kid, I'm like, this is just for weirdos. I literally thought that as like a small child. And little me was right, because oh my god.
It's funny because I don't really think that highly of Twilight Princess. Like, it's not a bad game, but I feel like it tried to be like the new... It tried to be like the new Ocarina of Time, which is fine. That's what they should go for. But I feel like it just didn't live up to it in my own, like, you know, rose-tinted glasses.
Too ambitious.
Yeah. I think they were doing too much. But the way I talk about Ocarina of Time, my brother talks about Twilight Princess. Because that's the one he played the most growing up. See, you know, I grew up with an N64, he grew up with a Wii. Which is weird for me to think about.
Is it weird to think about that you grew up with N64 and I grew up with a GameCube?
Not really. Not as weird. Because, like, my friends all had GameCubes.
They were expensive.
Yeah.
And if you weren't by a city or a place that got a lot of it, a lot of the games just didn't make it up to you except the Blockbuster and shit.
Right.
Also, I'm very excited for the Pokemon games.
Oh, me too.
So, like, there's a new WoW expansion coming out around the same time, and I'm like, I was thinking, like, which one do I invest my time in? Something I've played for, like, 15 years on and off, or something I'll play through once or twice really good and then never again. I'm like, the one that can end.
The Pokemon, man.
I mean, unless it's, like, Sword and Shield, then I'll play it a lot. If you have, like, the multiplayer rating and stuff, and it's actually working, like, while it's out on, like, you know, Diamond and Pearl, not even having a GTS at launch.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing that happened.
I don't even know if it's up now, but it was like a couple months, there was just no GTS. It's like, you're really launching this game? I get you want to launch it for Christmas this year,
And
but Arceus comes out in 2 months.
Diamond Pearl was the original games that had the GTS.
Yeah, and like, people are hyped for these remakes. If you have to be like, hey, sorry, you gotta like, we gotta delay it a few months, or like, hey, we're gonna let Arceus come out first, and then we'll release this in the summer, which honestly they should have done. They would have made way more money that way.
Oh, I think so. But I mean, I had friends that were hyped for that game as soon as the Ruby and Sapphire remakes came out when I was in college.
I know people who were hyped for that before they were even made. Like, hey, they gotta remake it sometime. They remade Red and Blue.
Right.
Or they remade Silver and Gold. I think those are still my favorite Pokemon games. Tied between Silver and Gold and then Gen 3 as a whole.
Gen 3 as a whole, I think, is fantastic. I do like Gen 2, but I find I can't go back to replay it very often.
I can't play it in handheld. Like, I can't play it on a Game Boy. Or like a 3DS or anything. I need to play it on a computer.
Oh, really?
Because I need to fast forward through some of that shit. Some of the stuff's so slow.
When the Ruby and Sapphire remakes came out, that's when I really realized that I was a bigger fan of Gen 3 than anything else. Because I used to think of myself as a Gen 1 person. When the Ruby and Sapphire remakes came out when I was in college, my friends and I were all standing in line at midnight at GameStop. We got it. And I ended up, I played it, like, I basically played it that whole night. I skipped my classes that Friday morning. And by the time we were all hanging out Friday night to, like, do our, you know, college tomfoolery that you do when you're in college, I was like waiting for one of them to pick me up in my apartment, and they're like, oh, well, how far are you? And I was like, I'm fighting Groudon right now. They're like, oh. And that was the moment where I was like, I know these games inside and out. I think I know these better than I do the Gen 1 games.
Oh, absolutely. Like, for me, like, Leaf Green, that's not even the one I have the most hours in, but it's the one I just remember everything about.
So, I thought myself a Gen 1 person for a long time. When Leaf Green and Fire Red came out, I was 12 years old. Super stoked for that. I loved those games on the Game Boy. I was of the mind that I was progressing through the game really quickly, and I was like on track to beat the game within, like, I have 24 hours on my game clock. I couldn't figure out how to get past the guards in Saffron City because they changed it. You used to just go to a vending machine and get them a glass of water.
Yeah.
And the internet wasn't really a big thing, so it took me a long time to figure it out. to go get the
I
hot.
had the strategy guide.
Yeah, I didn't have that. It took me forever to figure out you had to go get the hot tea from old lady or whatever. And I remember when I finally did finish the Elite Four, I had 25 hours and 1 minute. And I know that most of that was me trying to figure out how to get past those guards. I was upset. Oh shit.
I mean, I have a way more. You did figure it out. Congrats.
Well, I was standing in the middle of the star. I just lit all these candles. I was like, oh my god, I just sacrificed myself to the devil.
Could have been the case. I have a way more embarrassing version of that story. It took me and Jeremy the better part of 9 years to beat Star Fox Adventure.
Yeah.
9 years of trying to play it. There was like a 4-year period where we didn't try too super hard, but I love that game. I do. It is a crock of garbage, but I love it. There's so many parts where they don't tell you anything what to do at all. There was a part where like you had to find moon seeds and plant them, and then you can move on. But they never specify where to get them, except like, hey, it's in this map. And it's a little convoluted way to get it. It's like, whatever. We eventually got past it after like actually 2.5 years of trying, like every day. We'd come up with ideas at school, write them down, and then try them at home. Like literally.
And that's how you had to do things back then, though.
And then there was a part where it's like, cool, there's a raging river you can't swim in. You have to like get platforms and jump across. And for some reason, it just stopped in the middle. I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, oh, do you have to like long jump here? Like, is there like a long jump ability? Like you pole vault because you have the staff? No, the answer was you look up and you shot the stalactite on the ceiling that is almost the exact same color and shape as the rest of the ceiling, but it's slightly tinted green in this blue area, so it's hard to see. And I remember I was getting gamer rage. I was so pissed. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like I was swearing. I was being a little bad boy. I started shooting the ceiling and it fell down. And Jeremy looked at me. He's like, "You fucking genius! You figured it out in your rage. In your rage, you gave us the solution." And then there was this part where you have to like. It's kind of like tug of war, but you're pushing like a platform, like a T essentially. And you don't want to end up in the pit, but you want to push the other guy in the pit by rotating it. And I have crackhead hands. A lot of people do. With crackhead hands and even like a janky controller that didn't have as hard of a button press so you could do it faster, we still couldn't do it. We were still getting destroyed by miles.
Way off.
Turns out when you get him to the edge, you have to wait a bit so he can push back and then you can go. Or if you get it right, you can just spam it, but you have to do it right. Maybe you have to blow up the earth.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's the moon actually, but yeah. Oh. Fuck.
Oh, that was a close encounter.
Yeah. Close encounter of the boo kind. Oh, Jesus. All right.
You're trying to get in that one with orbit, like the gravity.
Yeah.
He'll get there eventually.
This perspective, not fantastic.
This kind of shit would have pissed me off. Kid.
It's pissing me off as an adult. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Dragon Ball Z, that moon. Fuck you, Saiyans.
Oh my god, that explosion looked like we put it in After Effects in the video.
I'm not that good
We
at
didn't.
editing.
But it looks at it. Is that a stir?
Oh, first star of the game. We're finally making progress. I've played Mario before.
It's Mario.
This is...
Can you walk off the edge, or is it just...
I don't know. I don't really want to fall into space.
I think you can't walk off the edge.
Oh, you're right. You're
The
absolutely
game
right.
doesn't strike me as a platformer game.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, keep humming, Luigi. You're a good boy. You're gonna save your Uncle Mario. He's your uncle, right? You're definitely not like brothers in plumbing. You're like uncle and nephew, like the group LAMFO, whatever the hell it is. LMFAO. Yeah, Lamfo. I still find it so funny that the people who did that party rocking song, all that kind of music, literally some dude and his uncle.
Really?
And the uncle's the one that looks young. Isn't that interesting?
That is very interesting. This is like for real you can't get there from here situation.
Well, how about we figure it out next time on Babies First?
Oh shit, yeah, let's do that, man.
Remember, kids, always sprinkle when you tinkle. And don't be a CD and wipe the CD. Fuck, I messed it up. Bye.